Hey there, it's Paige Evans. I have a new process video to share with you today. I was sent the rosy summer flowers and lovely lilac metal dies by Spellbinders, and I wanted to feature them with washi tape. So I saw this washi tape storage solution by Elsie Robinson on her blog, Craft Room Tour, and I loved the idea of putting them all on an embroidery hoop instead of in a plastic baggie, out of sight, out of mind. Now they are hanging on my wall within arm's reach, and I wanted to use them. So I decided to fill up an entire smooth sheet of cardstock with washi strips, and here's a progress shot. I'm almost halfway through, and I used my favorite colors, florals, and also gold glitter tape, and I really love how the gold glitter comes out in the flowers. You will see soon. So I am grabbing one of the metal dies and loosely cutting around a shape of the washi paper, the washi background paper, putting down an A plate, a C plate, the metal die, the washi paper, and then topping it with the B plate, and I run it through 3 times to make sure it cuts through because the washi makes it pretty thick and the cardstock is already pretty thick, so by rolling it through 3 times that gets a pretty clean cut. Still have to use a paper piercer or a dull needle to push some of the extra pieces out, and then lift it out of the metal die, get rid of any more of the inner pieces with your needle, and there is one flower. And I love how this looks already. I was excited to keep going, so I grabbed the next metal die by Spellbinders. I'm going to repeat the process. So I loosely cut around the shape, put it on the Cuttlebug, put the B plate on top, and then ran it through 1, 2, 3 times. I've had this Cuttlebug for years. It's a great manual die cut machine. And again, just using my needle to poke through the excess inner pieces, any that didn't come out that way. And flip it over, and I'm loving how this is looking. Pretty flowers. Once I had all of the flowers cut, the metal dies also come with a matting piece, a background piece, a fuller piece, whatever you want to call it. So I used, again, smooth white cardstock, and I cut a mat for each flower. There's a large one and a small one for these flowers. I think I ended up making 10 of the smaller flowers and 6 of the bigger ones. So I cut the bigger solid flowers for each. And then I decided I needed to decide the background color. So at first I thought I was going to use another piece of white cardstock. This one was actually textured, so there would be some kind of texture going on in the background, and I just wanted to loosely place them to see how they would look, to see if I really did want to use white. And I ended up sifting through. I tried it with blue, I tried it with gray, and then I tried it with patterned papers, and ultimately I decided on this pink, purpley, orangey ombre paper from the Summer Lights collection by Pink Paisley, and I used the flowers to create 3 rows across kind of where the colors change color. I thought about stitching them down, but I decided to use dimensional adhesive instead. Before gluing things down, I wanted to find a photo or photos, and I decided I liked these 3 small pictures of Jane the best. I thought the yellow background in the picture complemented the purples of the background pattern paper. So I adhered the flowers in place, again using dimensional adhesive, and then I flipped it over and I am trimming off the excess using a fine-tipped pair of scissors. Placing the photos back, and now I'm going to figure out the title. So it took me a while to do this. I kind of got in a rut trying to decide which stickers to use, and I wasn't liking it, so I actually changed the photos for a minute. I used just one of these photos but printed it larger. But you can see I still went with the 3 photos from the picture at the beginning of the layout. Thought about using the title You Cute Thing. I changed it to You Cute Girl. And these are mini alphabet thickers from the Auburn Lane collection by Pink Paisley. I like how the gold brings out the gold glitter washi tape of the flowers. So I trimmed down a journaling card from Pick Me Up and trimmed them into a banner, put the thickers on top, and put one word with each photo. So on the right, I'm doing my journaling. I used a ruler to draw lines with a pencil, and now I'm writing my journaling with a white paint pen. I thought it would complement the white backgrounds of the flowers. And then I wanted to add a little something extra, and so I grabbed my white acrylic paint, and the photos, they actually were adhered down, but I just carefully peeled them off, and I'm using white acrylic paint and a paintbrush and a toothbrush to add some splatters behind where the photos are going to go to add more interest and to help the eyes go right to the photos and the titles. So in all three of these places, just splashing some acrylic paint. I'm using a Vicky Bouton brush and just a generic toothbrush to create the fine mist splatters. My fingers are getting a little messy. That's okay, I'll just run to the sink and wash them off as soon as I'm done. Kind of weird like that. And then once this dried, I put the pictures back in place. Now the layout still didn't feel quite finished, so I have all of these bowls of embellishments sitting on my desk. These are bows fussy cut from one of the papers in Pick Me Up, so I added one to each photo. And then the final touch, the finishing design element, I guess, is I brought out my enamel dots stash and just started placing colorful dots all around the layout, kind of focused more around the flowers, so not in the gaps between the flower borders. And I'm using colors that are found in the washi tape, so there's a rainbow of colors: pinks, yellows, greens, blues, even a couple oranges. And I just like how the enamel dots finish off the layout. So I just added a few more here and there, and then the layout was finished. So I hope you are inspired to grab the Rosy Summer Flowers and Lovely Lilac metal dies by Spellbinders and play with your washi tape. Thank you so much for watching. See you again soon.